Hello, class. Today is June 3rd. Your aim is how can we create a journal through the perspective of Shlomo Wiesel. Our objective is to learn how to create a journal and to write through the perspective of another. Our procedure today is number one, attendance. Number two, you're going to be using the timeline that you created yesterday to brainstorm a journal. Step one, let's go to our classwork. Let's look at the task. All right, so if we look at the task, use the timeline that you created yesterday to draft journal entries. So all of this is going to be, what you're doing today actually is going to be the first step for your performance task. Your performance task is to create a journal from Ellie's father's point of view about what happened in the novel. Task one is today. Task one is just gathering information from the timeline that you created yesterday. You're going to start journaling the entries on a separate sheet of paper, which I've created for you. So first step, let's take a look at the performance task. Open this up. Okay. Again, your task is to write a journal from Ellie's father's point of view about what happened in the novel. Number one, entries. A minimum of 10 entries should be included in your journal. Entries should focus on major events from the novel and how he responds to each event. Use the timeline that you created. That was the assignment from yesterday. Remember, you are Ellie's father, Shlomo. While you are writing in this journal, you must keep your writing in character. Since he dies, you must decide how you are going to finish the journal after his death. You will need to be creative. One way that you could accomplish that would be for Ellie himself to take the journal and finish the last entry. And I'll explain that in another time. On your performance task, you're going to choose images that correspond with each of your journal entries. You're going to design a unique cover for the journal depicting one of the most memorable scenes from the novel. Finally, you're going to create a slideshow presentation of your journal. So each journal entry will be a slide with an image. So today, all we're doing is writing the journal. We're going to start drafting each journal entry. And here's an image of his father. This is an actual photo of Ellie's father. Ellie's father, Shlomo, was a respected member of the community. My father was a cultured man, rather unsentimental. He rarely displayed his feelings, not even within his family, and was more involved with the welfare of others than with that of his own kin. The Jewish community of Siget held him in highest esteem. His advice on public and even private matters was frequently sought. So here's an image of Ellie's father. All right. Now, what does a journal entry look like? I've given you a model so you can use that to draft your own. A journal entry usually looks like this. The date goes on the right-hand side, top right. Then you give it a title. And for every entry, you should start off by saying, Dear Journal. In this case, this is about a captain keeping a journal on his craft. Okay, this, if you notice, it goes in chronological order. This was December 1st, 1918. And then his next journal entry was February 3rd, 1918. As the ship began docking, we could look out and see the Statue of Liberty. So this is about an immigrant's arrival in New York. All right, so this is the same format that you're going to be using when you draft your journal entries. So here's your task. I've given you a blank journal, and I've actually gave you the first date and title. This was taken directly from the story timeline, the story sequencing. Here are all the dates right here from yesterday's assignment. Yesterday you were supposed to put these events from the memoir in correct order. Hopefully you did that. That way, all you really have to do is copy the date and place it here, and then copy the title and place it here. Dear Journal, December 30th, 1941. This is where the story starts, or the memoir starts. Ellie and Moshe the Beetle. Today my son asked me if he could study Kabbalah. So if you recall in the memoir, Ellie was very eager to study mysticism, Jewish mysticism, and his father was adamant that he could not because he was too young. If you also recall, Ellie sought counsel and was tutored by Moshe the Beetle. So you may want to add that information through the perspective of Shlomo in this entry. So always keep it in the perspective of Shlomo. All right, so that would be the first entry. You have to finish this up. And then the second entry would be here. The third entry, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, 8, 9, 10, and 11. If you notice, that corresponds with the sequencing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. All right, class. Again, this is the first step of our performance task. You are merely drafting journal entries for each important event from the novel through the perspective of Ellie's father, Shlomo. I hope this helps you. Please contact me if you have any questions.